A very warm welcome back to Spectacle Island for episode 23 with me, Mr. Sealy P. I have been keeping pretty busy. The baling was all completed. Field 11 over here, I have removed the bales and limed just over the brow of the hill. You always forget when you're on foot, don't you? In a vehicle, you think, oh, it's just over the brow. That's been limed, that's good to go, ready for prep. In the meantime, my cornfield is ready to go. Field 3 is ready to harvest, but field 5 isn't quite. So we're back to those jigsaw puzzle pieces. And when I talk about that, and I've said it a couple of times, all I mean by that is, obviously, anywhere you'll have a list of jobs and you work your way through that list of jobs. What I mean by jigsaw puzzle pieces is trying to make everything fit together to be as efficient as you possibly can. Because I could start the harvester off, sit in the harvester, go up and down, up and down, up and down, great. I think, oh, I'll take a load here, or I'll do some bales. If I can do multiple jobs within one journey, it makes it just all more efficient. The same as setting the harvester. I mean, I could have started doing other jobs and forgotten about the harvester. The whole time I'm doing those jobs, the harvester could be working. So I'm going to set the harvester off, do a couple of rounds to make sure it doesn't go off the cliff at the end by the sea. Now, what I have also done was I leased the great Devourer. And I've been around the edge of the fields here, field 9, removing a few trees that were in the way, because once that field's cleared, I am then going to bring the plough over and I'm going to plough between. But I'm only going to plough between once this field's cleared. So that one's got to get going straight away. You know what? Let's, because I know what will happen. People do that. Well, if you've got to get it done, then stop talking about it and get on with it. Fair point. It's a fair point. But I need to get the bales off that other one first. So I've got the bale trailer. Let's turn that on. Drop it down. And away we go. So. That. Have I got the wrong header? I have got the wrong header. Just realised what I've done. Okie dokie then. That's annoying. Let's roll that back. Oh no, it means I can't hire a worker. How did I manage to do that? I think I've got the tool height control one, which means it will stop at every end. Well, that's just fine and dandy, isn't it? That was not a waste of money, but that's really annoying. That's going to cause me all sorts of problems. Anyway, from what I was saying, I'll carry on. Yes, the bales I need to clear. I've already taken one load up, and like I said, I need to do some more hay so I can make my top mixed ration sandwiches. Now I've got enough up at the yard to start doing that, so when I get up to the yard, I've got some bales to move around as well. I need to get down to the store to pick up the new seeder. Now the money has gone up because I panicked. As I said in the last episode, I was down to 90-something thousand. I thought, right, I'm going to go and do a run on propane. So I did a propane run, just because, like I say, I just panicked and thought, oh, I need to get this sorted, and I need to make sure I've got enough money to do all the things I need to do, because I was going to lease the Devourer, I was going to lease the auto load bale trailer. So I did one load, just one, just being transparent. So yeah, we'll go down, we'll grab the seeder. So hopefully, when everything slots into place, it should slot into place. I was thinking about taking the other harvester down to field 3, getting that going, so I could have 2 running at a time, but then that means I'm going to be bouncing backwards and forwards to empty, but that's now a bit of a moot point because this is going to be a pain. So maybe, I'm just thinking, the fact I did the propane run, whether or not to just bite the bullet, take this header back and get the correct one, I'm going to lose a bit of money. I don't even know how I managed to do that, because I went through the kind of the list of headers in order. So how did I skip past the one I wanted and get the wrong one? And stupidly for the first time, because there are times, you know, since that mod came out, once I realised how it worked, that you suddenly think to yourself, well, actually, you know what? If I'm going to do stuff off camera, I can get a whole load of jobs done really quickly. So it's a good idea having that header. But in light of what I was just saying about jigsaw puzzle pieces, when you want to set a worker off, it's the worst header for it. I'm going to do another strip that way, just to make sure I've got enough of a buffer that I should have been lifting that really. Yeah, that we don't run off the edge. The last thing I want to do is lose my new harvester in the drink. So yeah, this will become my big field. The seeder. I know a couple of comments were made about, you know, I said about getting a bigger, I'm going to get a bigger seeder, and I went up 4 meters, so I went from 8 to 12. It's a smidge bigger, a little bit, but it's not. Yeah, I probably could have gone a lot bigger. I was looking through the mod tab actually at all the different ones that are available and what I could have got, and there's a whole load of stuff. And I did say about going down that kind of Borgo-esque route. There's a couple of really nice. Is it J.A.Modding? Who does the? What I'm going to do? Let's see if we can get this to work. The John Deere ones, the DB120, is it? I'm sure it's the DB120, isn't it? And is it the DB90? There was another one. Who was the other one by? I want to say Enrique Dentino, but it might not have been. So anyway, I was looking at a whole load. There's the case, early riser. Something like that, isn't it? Anyway. So I'll stick with the 12 for the time being. We may jump up again. To be fair, I did buy that other one, but I think that's a 12 as well, isn't it? Once this field's sorted, if I start to think, you know what, I wish I'd have gone for a bigger seeder, then we'll look again. But let's see what happens when we get to the end of the field. And while we're doing that, time for a few thank yous. Huge thank you to Guido, Noah, James and Jane. Farmer Foley, thank you so much, my friend. Farmer Cop, again, Farmer Cop and the Farmer Cop fraternity, thank you very much indeed. I am so grateful. Cannot thank you all enough. Now we'll see what happens when it turns. There we go. Oh. As you may or may not be aware, the current situation with my family and the dreaded lurgy that's doing the rounds. Everyone's got it. And I thought I'd come out the other side, in all honesty. Mrs. Silly P not faring so well. It's been a week now and I think she's getting worse, not better. And I had, what, 5 days of just feeling dreadful, I mean awful. And I myself was thinking, you know what, I've come out the other side of it. But blimey, I get 24 hours where I'm thinking, I don't feel too bad actually today. Compared to how I felt like yesterday, I feel a bit better today. And then you go out the following day and you feel worse than you did 2 days before, you know. It's so strange. And I think I've probably mentioned it already. I can't remember what I mentioned on now. Might be on the previous version of this. Previous episode. Just this headache that will not go. Just. The weird thing about it is, when I'm doing stuff, when I'm occupied, I don't notice it. I'm trying to get on with what I'm doing. Everything's okay. It's when I stop. Like the other day, I got to a point I thought, you know what, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm not feeling so great. I'm going to stop what I'm doing. When I sat in the front room, and then you think, oh man, it's still there. You know, it's just there all the time. There's a weird story, but a funny story with regard to that. On our wedding day, we paid for. You have to pay for everything, every little thing. But when you have the ceremony, after the ceremony, the bells of the church, you had to pay for them to be rung, for them to be ringing, which we did, which was all very lovely. Let's turn that off. Turn that off. And that off. Right, got to go and sort out collecting that now, which means next jigsaw puzzle piece. All the wood chip I got from clearing the trees, I'm going to go and sell that, and then we'll come back, empty that, and then bales off the field. Yeah, so anyway, So we'd paid for the for the bells. So when you came out after the wedding and everyone's outside the church and the wedding photographer wants to take all the pictures of everyone and that kind of thing, the bells were ringing constantly, and you didn't notice. A bit like I'm saying about the headache, just didn't notice the bells were ringing, and because we'd paid for them, and that was that. It was only when we watched the wedding video back that the whole way through the bells are ringing. When you're watching the video back, it's really annoying because everyone's kind of milling about and people are talking and they're going around, and it was my wife's uncle that did a lot of the video and he's going around filming everybody. It's lovely, and the bells is constant. But then it cuts to a little bit later on, and the bells have stopped. And you're watching, and your brain's saying to yourself, "That's weird. Something's different. What's happened on the video?" And it's only after about a minute your brain suddenly goes, "The bells have stopped. That's what's different. The bells aren't ringing anymore." Because you'd got kind of so used to it being in the background. When it stopped, you didn't. It's that. That's kind of that wasn't a funny story at all, was it? And it was just a story kind of linking the two together. And it's that. Every now and again I'll stop and think, "Oh, it's gone," and then it really hasn't. And then Mississippi P was regaling me with various different, not horror stories, but all the different stuff of people's recovery times, and I reckon at the moment 40 to 50% of the people that are catching this new strain have been double jabbed, so it's having very little effect, other than I think the mortality rate's dropped, but more people are catching it. And that an average recovery time, so after you've finished being in the sort of contagious phase and possibly not as ill, 4 weeks to feel fully better. Some people it's taken up to 8 to 12 weeks, depending on how severe it was, and it's like, what? I cannot feel like this for 4 weeks. No way. So that's going to be fun. So anyway, off the back of thanking those people, thank you so much. It is making a massive difference to myself, my channel, and my family. So thank you, all of you. My wife and my kids do this. Your subscribers really love you. Your fans really love you. It's great. It's a lovely feeling. Thank you very much to all of you. I'm often speechless. I've been talking now, 12 minutes? Not really speechless about this particular thing, It's difficult to know what to say. You kind of come away a bit, I know it sounds cheesy and not very manly, but I'm in touch with my emotions, It brings a tear to your eye, It's lovely. People have been so nice and understanding, and I didn't even look to see what we earned from that. It wasn't a massive amount, was it? But it was some extra money. Now I can go and empty the harvester. Although the amount of corn we're getting off there, I think we're going to fill this really quickly. The Devourer can go back, and then bales off the field. Then I'll make some bale sandwiches. Then we'll go and grab the seeder. We'll get the seeder back up. We'll crack on with that. Then hopefully, if we go into the next growth cycle, I'm hoping field 7 is ready to be mown again. Now, the question was asked. That wasn't the question. Was asked about what's my kind of end game, what's my goal, because often when I'm doing a story or doing a let's play, I'm doing a narrative, I'm doing whatever, I'll set myself a target, what's it going to be that I'll say to myself, what I'm done on here. At the moment, haven't set myself one. I think about this island, about buying all the fields on this side of the fence line and making one massive field that runs all the way around as a kind of target, a huge field, and then kind of finishing off by doing a massive harvest of whatever it is. I'd have to have more harvesters and things to do that. Increasing the livestock, the whole premise was just to come on here and have fun, just to play and enjoy it, and not have to worry, get the gear I wanted, and just relax a little bit. I think was just the basic premise when I started off. I don't think I set myself a goal, it was just to come on and play. So it's one of those things that at any point I could just stop and say, okay, well, you know what, we started off with a yard that was untidy and rammed with stuff and a mess, and we tidied it all up, and have we come to the island and made the island a better place for us being here? Have we made the farm better? Yeah, we have. Absolutely we have. We're growing stuff, we've got animals, it's a more lively environment. So, yeah, I'm still toying with the gold production. I know I keep saying that as well, but I am. Right, that's going to get us in the row and stop, isn't it? But what are you going to do? And I have these brief spurts of time, I don't know if it's delirium or what it is, where I feel quite happy and jolly, and, you know, I wake up and think, right, let's get on with the day, you know, let's get stuff done. And I'll do what I'm doing now. What time is it now? Not even 9. What time it is? And I'll make my Let's Play video. Then mods will drop whatever time they'll drop, and I'll get part way through doing the mod review and start flagging. And I'll start thinking, oh, you know what? I need to close my eyes. I need to sit down. Well, I'm sitting down, but you know what I mean. I need to rest for a bit. And I know it sounds ridiculous because I'm just playing a computer game, but it's true. And then especially on a day if they drop mods and a map, and then I think normally I'll be like, right, once the mods are up, I'm going to crack on with the map tour. I'll sit and think, I can't. Yesterday's map tour that dropped, this is being recorded, what day is it today? It's Friday. Now the Friday's come around. That's the other thing as well, just completely lost track of time. That, I thought, right, I'll get up and I'll crack on with the map tour. Then I thought, oh yeah, but I didn't do a Let's Play yesterday because I was feeling a bit ropey. So I did a Let's Play, then I did the map tour, but I know full well, as soon as I start doing the map tour, they'll drop mods. And it's my, you know, it's my job, it's what I do, you know, I'm not, you know, again, explaining, not complaining. But when you're feeling a little bit, you know, you stop and think, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And the problem is, the way I'm feeling at the moment, I worry when I wake up tomorrow I'm going to feel even worse. So, anyway. Have I cheered you all up, yeah? Are you enjoying this? Top quality content from Mr. Silly P. How to be depressed in under 20 minutes. Right. Having not worked out quite how I'd planned, I think what I'll do, if I at least do round the entire edge of the field, it does mean I can plough the gaps out between them without running over any crops. So maybe that's what I need to do first, and then come back and finish off the harvesting of the middle section in a bit, because that's not going to turn around. It's going to go unexpected. It's not unexpected, is it, you muppet? There you go. Unknown reason. Laziness. That's what it is. Laziness. Apathy. An overwhelming sense of entitlement. I don't want to do anymore. See? I am absolutely delirious. I have left the harvester with a bit of the field left, as you can see over there. It's going to be a big field, isn't it? So, let's grab the bales. I don't think, yeah, I think I'll have more than one load here, but once we take this load up, I'll make a couple of bale sandwiches, stick those to one side, and then I've freed up a bit of space. I was saying about grabbing the seeder. Before I grab the seeder, I'm going to grab the plough. So that depends on how we go time-wise. I might end up ploughing the gaps between this to make the bigger field. Obviously all those bits are going to need to be limed, so I'll do that. I'm not being particularly efficient with this, am I, at the moment? Just realised. But it doesn't matter. It's funny how, you know, I don't know, it's just me. If you're a big fan of this game, if you're obsessed with it, and if you play it a lot, it's funny how you miss it when you're not playing it, you know? For a few days I was feeling really, you know... So I know I keep going on about it, it's my only frame of reference at the moment, I haven't really done anything else. And I was kind of watching videos. I thought I'd just sit and watch. So I was watching a few, you know, online YouTubers, and I'm watching like online farmers, you know, Tom Pemberton and Millennial Farmer, and you know all the different guys I watched. And then I watched a guy called Hayes Outdoors, and he's doing a thing called the Cape Wrath Trail up in Scotland, and it's 220, 230 miles. So he's recorded it over, I think I'm on episode 6 or something like that. And he's brilliant. I love him. I think Hayes he's a great guy. If you haven't ever seen his channel, check him out. He's brilliant. He does outdoor stuff, wild camping, all sorts of things like that. Anyway, so he came to a point where there were cows in the field. There was a sign up because they'd had calves and you had to be careful. And the farm tractor went past. And I was sitting there thinking, I want to go and play Farming Simulator. You know, it's like I miss that. I want to be able to drive the tractors again. But it's again that thing of you kind of get into that blasé thing of, right, I'm just driving from here to there, I'm taking bales and doing, you know, or if I'm doing it manually, I'm loading bales and, you know, and not taking time to appreciate all of it, you know. Introspective and philosophical. It's weird where your mind goes. So, when we go up to the yard and unload these, I'm trying desperately. Again, I still can't get my head around the fact I learn things. I'm a fairly fast learner. What I can't get my head around is there are certain operations still, since this game came out, that I forget the controls and have to open up the help menu. Still do it? Is there any out there that you guys do? Oh yeah, I might have left the fertiliser there. I need to move that. That's looking absolutely disgusting. You know what? I can't in good conscience. Celia G would tear me a new one if she saw that. So, God, look at that. This does, I'll be honest though, I think as part of the actual scripting of it, does get very dirty very quickly. As long as it's mostly clean. Although we are getting a lot of wear, aren't we? A lot of paint chippage. So as good as we're going to get? Might well be. Right, let's put that away. Let's go back to what I was doing. On the subject of Silly G, still working on it. Still working on her, trying to, you know... I don't know. What can I say? Right, so the first load is up there. Second load I will put right in front of there. So, let me think. So that should be in transport position. Now unload. There we go. Drop that down. Unload here. Should be in transport mode, shouldn't I? Transport position. There we go. Right. See? Can never remember. So what I'll do now is with this trailer. Got to be careful because I don't want to go past any of the bales that I've got already. I'm going to move these two out of the way. Sorry, I know I'm mumbler. Let's take two of these. That down there. I think I was going to do, so I can put a whole stack down against the wall. I will move those two out of the way. We're getting to the stuff I made before. Question is, can we get that without knocking any of the others? There we go. Now, is that mixer empty? I should drive past and have a look first in the top. It is. Cool. Right, let's drop that in. So at least I'm ready to do another mix. Not wasting using the bales either. So there and boom. Right. So let's grab one of these of hay. Have I left myself enough room? Probably not, but that'll do. And this is, if you didn't watch that previous episode when I was doing this, you're probably watching what on earth is he doing? All would become clear. If you did watch it, it's just, you know, it's time to do another load like this, prepare it. I'd prefer preparing it now when it's like this in bulk. And again, like I said last time, a massive thank you to Bear and Pepper. It's one of those things I've always kind of just grabbed the bales loose and done, depending on the size of whatever piece of machinery I'm using, whatever mixer wagon, you know, 4 of these bales, 4 of those bales, you know, whatever I'm doing. But I like this. It's neat. It's tidying. I like that. I like that method. So the rest of the straw bales, obviously I've got more to go and collect. I'm going to put them in stacks of 6. Like those ones are there, so I can grab them whenever I need them along this wall. And then when I do the hay, I don't know where I'll put the hay. I might line the hay up along here actually. That way they're kind of opposite each other. I know if it rains, you know, everything would get ruined and that kind of thing. I probably should. It's a bit of an angle, isn't it? Yeah, I probably should get myself a barn to put all these in. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? But I'm not quite sure where I'd put it here in the yard. I've missed something there. I should be saying 36. Let's try that again. That's better. Right, let's bring that round. Give myself enough gap so I don't make a mess of, you know, well, like I normally do. Make a mess of everything. Do that. I'll do the rest in a minute. That. Right, turn that off. No. That off. There we go. So, does it matter what order I do them in? It doesn't really. I'm going to do hay first this time, just to mix things up a little bit. So, operating position. Square? L1 and square. There we go. Then back up and make sure I go to the straw next, not the next hay. Perfect. Now hay. No. want it like that, don't I? So I do another load. Yeah, it won't be right. So 12. Now I need to put it into its transport position. Yeah, then I put the next load on top. That's right. Because it's only does 18. I'm going to leave a gap this time because I didn't last time and I should have done. Unload here. Not in the wall, please. Unload here. Triangle. Transport position. There we go. I didn't put it back in transport position. I want to go for a lie down now. Right. I'll have to do some work with the the forks and redo that. Okay, well that didn't work out quite as planned, did it? No. Right. See you in a minute. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. Although, isn't it funny how when you're trying to do something to rectify a mistake you've made, nothing seems to go right. I was, because they were all mixed up, I grabbed one of the hay bales that was mixed in with the backed up, swung round, and the feed trough went, oh, I think I'll have that, thank you, nom nom nom, and just took it. So luckily I had one hay bale spare sitting over there. So that went well. Anyway, it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, let's try this again, shall we? That should do about there. Unload bales. Let's try this. Let's go forward just a smidge. Oh, smidge is the word of the day. Unload bales here. Another load done. Awesome, so that's going to keep me going for a little while. Once I've got hay, I will then sort out some more hay, but what I'm going to do now is go and grab the rest of the straw bales off the field. I'll tidy those up there. Next job was Plow. I'm thinking about, because it came out yesterday, getting the bigger JCB of this. I like this, but getting the other one. So maybe swap out the New Holland. I mean, it's not cheap. That's why I'm waiting for the price of soybeans to come back up again. I'll sell all my soybeans and then maybe get the big JCB, have 2 monster JCBs running. That'd be quite cool. Well, I do like the sound of that New Holland though. Unless I swap out now, that'd be mad, wouldn't it? I could though. Is it 585 horsepower? I could get rid of the foremost. Replace the foremost with a 585 horsepower JCB. Could do that. Anyway, right, don't need that open for the moment. So next will be then, actually let's check the field. Hopefully that's all grown. And then I can get hay made and then I'll do that off camera. Get that baled and get that brought up. But at least you know it's happening. No, see, I had this happen before. My crops have gone into the next growth stage. Most of the field is ready to go. You can see the line. You can see some of it's a little bit lighter, some of it's a little bit darker. Where I extended the field a little bit, that track's a little bit narrower now. And I ploughed out the stars and stripes that I'd done and then replanted grass. But for some reason, it's not going to its final growth stage. I'm not quite sure why. Curious. the bales have been sorted. The rest of the corn has been taken off of field 10. As soon as I took the time to clean the fertiliser spreader, you just see it coming into view now. I thought I'd get the fields done first. Field 10 is going to need to be completely ploughed because it had corn in it. But what I did when I set the worker off with the fertiliser spreader, it got to that diagonal, and because it went part of one field, part of the other, it carried on right the way across. So I've done part of field 10 sort of already. But what we're going to do now is making this bigger, and we're following the edges a bit more, following the fence line than the edge of the field. Allow create fields, drop that down. So I'm not quite sure really how much bigger. I'm not going to go right up to the fence line, but it will be bigger. It's going to make more of a difference on the water's edge because I'm going to follow the actual sand round. Again, I'm going to leave a little bit of a buffer zone, but this is going to be a big field. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm trying to think last time. So now on Lucas Island, at that point I was going to increase one of the field sizes. I'm trying to think. Did I do it? I did it a lot on Stone Valley, didn't I? If I recall correctly. So what we'll do, we'll get to the edge here, and what I'm intending to do here is where the track runs up. I'm pretty sure I own the land up to the track. I'm going to swing round at the track and then follow the track edge if it will let me. So let's just turn that off and swing around. Follow the track edge up, just getting the outside boundary first really. And this should then take me right across all three if I follow the track edge. See where he's going to go. We're going to come to a head. Stop there, then go. He's going to stop working as well, isn't he? Maybe. So I don't want to take the track away. This one in between these two fields I am. And then I'm going to sweep round to join up 9, 10 and 11. Where I don't think I'm going to extend it is the bottom of field 11, because that's pretty much cliff edge already, I think. It's going to be an odd shaped field. This could be one of those ones where I'll have to come on and do maybe end rows, but probably more a strip headland all the way around the entire thing, I think. And then we'll take a swing around here. I think I'll join it back up where the field edge is, I think. And what we'll do now as well, if we check the map, that one, it will say, yeah, so all the new bit I'm doing is all going to need to be limed. And I should be able to spray over it. So what I'm going to do is go right the way to the edge of there. I'm going to go into that gap there, round the water's edge, and I'm not going to go right into that bit there, but I'm going to bring that round a little bit, then come up there. And then the strips in between will get done as well. It's going to be huge. Yeah, see how close to the cliff edge we are here. I cannot have workers disappearing off there, so let's bring that into about there. Lift that up. And from here, I want it to be a fairly neat line, but I don't think it's going to be perfect. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So as long as I do the strips around the edge, at least a couple, then I shouldn't have trouble with workers disappearing. Wow, I'm impressed how that fertiliser spreader's kept going. It's found a route somehow. Wonder how much of other people's fields it's actually doing. So once this is all ready to go, I'm going to put sugar beet. I'm not going to put sugar beet in this. Sugar beet or potatoes, could you imagine? I did that on Stone Valley. I'm not doing one like that again. That was absolutely bonkers. Actually, I don't know why I haven't gone right to the edge here. Could have done, because my initial plan was to go right to the sand around this edge. So I suppose I could have done there. Maybe I'll extend that a little bit out. Let me just check the map, because I don't know where he's going. Growth, fruit types, soil composition. It's not showing. It's fertilised though. Where is he going? Out of a field 12, just for a wander. Bear with me. I've got the worker sorted out. That's good. And I've continued. Is it too big? Have I gone too big? Let's check the map. Well, to be fair, I can field 14 and 16. Are we? Maybe we're a bit bigger. It's difficult because of the shape, but like I said in that other episode, is there anything that's too big? Can you go too big? We can always get bigger seeders. We can always get more harvesters. So no. Stone Valley had massive fields. We've just gone a smidge bigger. So as you can imagine, I've got a load of work to do. I've got to plough the rest of this out. I've got to lime the bits that I've just ploughed out, then fertilise the whole lot. Then I think next episode then we'll go and sort seeder out. I may regret having bought that new seeder. I may need to go bigger. Oh yeah, corn off that field, I think we end up with 53,000 litres, something like that. It was, I want to say 53, 55. 53,346 litres of corn. Now the problem is that was a fair sized field. That's not going to last the pigs particularly long, especially as they are reproducing and we've got more of them. So I mean, that's generally what happens. Yeah, maybe pig food route. Maybe pig food route. I'm thinking if I find, I don't know how many gold bars I got out of the 25 there are to collect. I completely lost count of how many I had and where I'd got them all from. I'm sure there are still a few knocking around. Just got to remember where they are though, where they're knocking around. I think maybe if I go and grab a couple of gold bars, maybe we should do that. Or I could do another propane run or a petrol run or a diesel run. And with that money that I get from whichever run I do, we'll buy a load of pig food just from that. So technically it's then not eating into our kind of top line, it's separate money, maybe. Getting at the moment, just an idea, haven't really gone any further with it. That patch of green down there to do. This is the bit between here. So this field 10, the whole lot's going to need to be ploughed because it had corn. I'm going to do the gap between 10 and 11 and I'll crack on. Were mistakes made? Yes, they were. It happens. What can you do? But we are moving on with Spectacle. Things are changing. Things are happening. I've got to decide what I'm going to put in this once it's done. What do I want to do a massive harvest of? I don't know if I want to do a big silage harvest or something like that. Well, I could do, I guess, couldn't I? That might not be a bad idea. Stick corn back in it. do a massive silage harvest on this. That'll be loads of silage. That'll give me plenty for total mixed ration and loads more to sell, which then again we've got the byproduct of digestate, which we can also sell on the map. That might not be a bad old money spinner. I know I've done silage harvest before and I've done them on big fields before. So yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.